the captain of England, Dan Lincoln, gets the perfect delivery to him. The Yorker length ball. Well, you heard me calling for it. Where's the Yorkers? Where are they? Well, there's one for you. How'd you like that? Well, I absolutely love it. It's right on the money. Así me gusta. No para sigue, no para sigue, así. What a delivery, the perfect Yorker. And the captain of England, Dan Lincoln, after making a fine half century earlier today, he has to go, and that is a massive wicket, Vinny.
That's a huge wicket. Look at this, it's Yorker, bounces right between his feet. And that's what we've identified. I mean, sometimes the batter's moving around, but if the ball pitches between the feet, and it's really hard to deal with. And the thing about that one as well, it seemed to come in. He's bowling mostly outswingers, so it surprises Lincoln. So he gets 6 and a 4, but he doesn't get any more. And he only faces 4 balls here in qualifier 2. As he departs, it's 38 for 4.
Yeah, huge moment in the match.
We've been joined by Jay Wild, president of the Costa del Sol Cricket Club. Woo-hoo. And he looks... I know we don't have VIP accreditation. You know, we've made a point of that. But what have you got for us here, Jay?
Guys, I've got a couple of gifts here from all the children that have been involved with the cricket school. I just want a big thank you from everybody that you've helped along the way to make this a special event for all the children. This is just 2 moments in the event that we felt captured both you guys and your spirit and your fun-loving attitude. So major thank you from me personally, all the coaches that have been involved, and the children that have been.
Look at this. This is absolutely fantastic. Well,
this is highish to start. Well, first I want to say thank you. Let's have a look at this ball. It's an interesting one. He's on his tiptoes. It's very kind of you, Jay. Again, looking at this, I think that's it's borderline, isn't it? If it's waist high or above, it'll be called. But yeah, look at this. So this is I like yours as well there. That's yours, and then you can see mine. This is just me, actually in this green suit I'm wearing right now.
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure to get involved with the Cricket School project. So thank you very much, and we love the fact that we meet so many youngsters. We met over 1,000 kids during this tournament.
And
it's been life-changing.
About me, especially when you're living here in Spain and you followed cricket for so long. I mean, with these kids here and the work that you're doing, the future of cricket is really bright here. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, Jay. That's very, very kind. And well, he's bowled, but it's a free hit because the one was called a no ball.
Oh, they did call it in
delivery.
the end.
Well, I'm going to say yes, because normally when the stumps get rattled, then you're out. And so that would have been a free hit. And it will finish the 5th over. Everything happening. There's gifts. And, well, that's
it's
very,
like
very
Christmas
nice.
all over again, isn't it?
Thank you very much. And I'll give you a score now. It's 40 for 4 after 5 overs. Well, I've really enjoyed being involved in the Cricket School project and meeting kids every day, and we're certainly very thankful. So a big thank you to everyone for organising that. But I tell you what, I have a few things I need to do because the trophy ceremony is coming up. I just need to make a few preparations. But look at this, not a bad replacement.
A few things you got to do have anything to do with this in the background.
Hey,
have a look. You know where he's been in the VIP zone. All right, go and get on with a few things you got to do.
Unprofessional. But I'll tell you what, we'll wait for this. It's Charlie Mitrovic coming in over number 6. Sin alcohol, of course. And Alistair Evans, the Scottish captain. I know Scotland were unfortunately knocked out of the tournament in a really tense eliminator, but he's going to come in for a few overs. And Rico, I think he'll have a good time talking to Ali, who knows his cricket very, very, very well. And so I'm going to step out for a second, but I'll be back a little bit later in the game.
Oh yeah, well I think we will have a good time. I'm sure. Well, I know you're going to have a good time. Of course you are. You got a nice drink there. See, he bought Ali. Do you see that? That's what I've got to put up with. He brings himself a beverage. What's else?
Well, I mean, I'm about to say you're meant to look after your teammates, aren't you? Here he is in the corner, enjoying life, telling us to shoe off. I mean, one team, one dream, isn't that right, so Mr. Maximo?
Well, you know all about that, being the captain of a very good Scottish side. Look, first of all, I know, as we see, this one is well hit. This will go all the way. Balle, kinna sona, shaka, lagya, nice shot. And Ali, I think with the wicket going off for Dan Lincoln, who was absolutely superb, I think this time I think this partnership has got to be key, isn't it? I'm thinking between these two, and this is up in the air. It's going to drop short. Well, you'd expect there to be a fielder there. I'm having a look and thinking that should be a straightforward catch, but nobody there.
No, it's the field they've set with great success throughout that tournament. They're trying to set those straight fields, make the batters hit across the line, but when you get that ball popping into the vacant covered area, you don't get the rewards from it. As it goes short, it's cut away, well played. What I love about that shot, and we've seen it from DCC quite a lot from the Spanish team, is with these spinners looking to bowl short and wide, really firing the ball into the pitch, trying to stop the batter being able to get that swing and hit it straight. If you're brave enough to wait for the ball to come to you, come past your body, you can access the offside boundary behind point where there's no fielders. It's a big space you can look to penetrate and to get us rewards. Yeah, delightful shot. 14 come off the over. It's 54 on the board. Listen, I want to say before we continue the action here, first of all, commiserations, of course. But you should be very proud because the boys have performed. I think seeing how you've improved from the group stages and some key players coming in, including yourself, and you've had a very good tournament as well. But what a match that was. You provided us with, one of the matches of the championship, 302 runs scored in it. England 155, and I think a lot of people would have thought, this match is done. But you gave them a good run for the money, 147 for 8, so just 8 runs in it. Great match. Unfortunately, you're not here playing Spain in this one. England made it through, but you've got to be pretty proud with the performance from the boys. Yeah, it was. There's a change ball here. Doesn't quite hit the wide line. Goes wide there. Yeah, it was a real shame. What a spectacle for T10 cricket. To be involved in it, you don't get opportunities like that all the time. We fell just short. I thought some of the ball striking from both sides shows what the type of sport we wanted to see. And the bowlers, inevitably, I'm going to say this, get a little bit unlucky at times. They don't get rewards, but I think the bat versus ball concept, that struggle that we have as he runs in again, looks to go wide line, executes much better this time. That's the beauty of this game is the little intricacies, difference like that battle between bat versus ball every single delivery. Yeah. It can change in a moment like that. So it is. When I watch it, as you know, I've been watching and following this now for coming up to 3 years, and I still believe that. It's so hard on the bowler, isn't it? It's so hard on the bowler. It's very much a batter's game. As you see this one, it's absolutely smashed. Well, I was going to say that the boundaries being small as well. Well, I think this probably would have been a 6 on most boundaries. It's a lovely shot, hits through the line, absolutely crashes it away. And I think Thomas Bevan and Andy Richton, this partnership for England is absolutely crucial. Oh, this is key, absolutely. These two have been very successful. Richton both with bat and ball in this tournament. Bevan's played some key innings, and I think early wickets have been good for Spain. But we've seen quite a lot, especially at the back end of this week, that the early wickets, not always an indicator of a team coming out on top. The ability for these middle order players to keep going and keep going. We've seen innings turn around in a flash like that. Here comes Atif once more. Goes with a slower delivery. It's an opportunity, and it's been taken. So once again, it's all about variations, and that leads up to our next question. Where I was going to ask you, very much a batter's game, and the only way I think bowlers can stay in it and be competitive is to have variations, and that is good variations there from Atif. It's a slower delivery, and once again, it's the captain of Spain, Christian Munoz, that takes the catch. With a number of catches he's taken, just keeps going up and up. But we were just saying the key partnership, and it's been broken, and it's Bevan that hits out, hoiks out if you like, but clever bowling, change of pace, catch taken, that's another one. Yeah, he's been bowling looking to hit that wide line this over all the time, and Bevan shuffling across his crease there. Clearly a batter who looks like when he's trying to hit sixes, tuck the ball slightly away from him because of his bat swing, it allows him to get his hands through the ball. However there, very clever from the ball, looking to bowl that a little bit straighter, that straighter Yorker, a little bit of pace off rather than the wider one, not allowing him to free his hands to get through it, bowling to his field with that nice straight long on, and an easy catch for the captain. And to answer your question there about being difficult on the bowlers, it is, Rico, but as a bowler you just have to rejig your expectations. You have to go, right, what is a good economy rate in this format of the game? What is a good number of wickets to take? How am I going to do that? And if you've got the expectations, if you're playing a T20 or a 50 over game or a test game, you bring it into this environment, of course you're going to be disappointed, but if you rejig it for the format, then you can know what a win is. Yeah, well said. More on that in a second. Atif bowling the first delivery to the new batter that comes up there. And I tell you what, direct hits are always close. And he's given him on the field of play, so they get a wicket straight away. Sam Pearce, he comes and he goes. Well, Spain are on fire here at the moment. There is nothing that they can do wrong. Great bit of fielding. And I think that's that Yasir Ali again in the action.
Look at this. Yeah, he's gone. He's not even close. Fantastic work. And, well, he's going to go without scoring. Very first ball. Here comes the throw. Yep, thank you very much. What a throw. What a bit of fielding.
Pearce there never looked like he got out of second gear. In this game you're used to it being a boundary or a single, but there the ball's put into the offside. It's great athleticism shown from the fielder at point, but Pearce really looked like he could have got into another gear if he wanted to, but a direct hit, it always says, it always looks close, and that certainly was so close. I'm glad we didn't have to go to a TV review for that one, because sometimes when it's obvious you just need to give it out. But I tell you what, this game changes so quickly. It wasn't that long ago we were talking about an important partnership, and two go like that, bang bang.
Yeah, Godso now comes in at number 8. So you can say he's been promoted up the order. We've seen him coming at 9 and play some very important roles. Well, this one becomes massively important. Richton hasn't really got going. Arthur Godso now has to provide some sort of support to him. Goes down on one knee, strokes this out, we'll get the single. All right, if you're out there now, if you're part of the batting team, what are you looking to try to get to? 63 now with a ball to go in this, the 7th over. What's the for you the best case scenario? Well,
if we're looking at this, we know both these batters have the ability to hit boundaries. So we've got how many balls we've got there? 3 overs. So we've got just about house maths, 19 balls to go. We're looking to, if we can go at roughly 12 and over, so that would take us up to 36. So if we get that, looks might be close to a no ball. They're going to check it. So if we go 36 runs from this stage, that takes us up to just around 100, and they'll feel they want more, but they feel they've got something to bowl up with early wickets there. Yeah, that one that gets called, I think is the correct call. It is the slower delivery, but it's a no ball, so that's a bonus, and yeah, that will help, won't it? Any extras you can get, especially if free hits, and now I think is an opportunity for Richton, and that's worked out pretty well to go for that, go for this free hit. Yes, that's 12 runs and over, takes them up to just under 110. They can sneak up to 110 by going a little bit more than that. I think they'll give themselves got a chance to bowl that something. Goes for it down the ground, and he forgets it's a free hit, and now he starts running. And a few people have forgotten it's a free hit. A lot of cheers around the ground, and I think Richton totally forgets. He hits it and stands still and thinks, I'm gone. Watch this. Here's a hit. He thinks, oh no, put it straight down his throat. Think, hey, why are you running? Oh yeah, it's a free hit. I better get going. Well, I suppose no real damage done. But Atif Mohammed hasn't he bowled well all the way through this championship. And once again, what a spell of bowling that is from him. He picks up 3 wickets and just goes for the 15 runs. 66 for 6 at the end of 7. And well, folks, it's great to be here. I always get put up with the tall chaps. I don't know what it's about. I'm going to have to... Can you come down a bit? I'm going to have to stand up on a chair. But anyway, borrow some of my knees. It's great to have you here once again. I mean, it's been a tough ride. It's been a difficult day for you, especially when you lost that match against England, when you got really close as well. But it's also a day to be very proud, and I think it's also a day to celebrate what this European cricket and this fiesta of cricket is all about. Absolutely. I think we played decent cricket across the whole week, but just not for long enough periods of time. Yeah. As was shown again, as the ball goes in the air, another chance in the deep. Oh no! Oh, he gets this completely wrong. Looks like he's in the right position. Then he tries to make an adjustment later on, and it's Daniel Doikaya. And well, what does this go down as? Does he go down as 6? I didn't quite see the signal from the umpire. Well, this is he's taken a couple of catches already. You wouldn't expect him to put this down. Looks like they're checking this here. So the 2 umpires also come together to have a bit of a conversation. Look, goes up a long way in the air, and well, I think it's going to be 4 runs. It falls, gets it completely wrong. Just Daniel Doikaya here. What a bit of luck that is for England. Now this time he goes to big hit, and that goes all the way, and that is adding salt to the wound. I think that's what they call that, Ali. That's a big hit, and he gets dropped, and then he goes for a big one. Now I'm not sure what's going on here now. Now it looks like Richton having a chat with the umpire, so maybe a couple of fielders or some of the fielders giving it a bit in the air off the batters. Yeah, there's a lot on the line on this finals day. A little bit of heat going between bat and ball. That's good, as long as keep their emotions in check enough. As Richton goes bang again, Maximo, that might be even bigger than the last one. I tell you what, if there has been words between the batters and the bowlers, it's certainly got Richton going. Yeah. He's absolutely pumped up now. It's sometimes it's better to say nothing to some of these batters or bowlers, but Richton, who goes bang bang again, looking to bowl wide here. the bowler, but if you're going to bowl wide, you really need to make sure you get length or you hit that line. Otherwise, it swings right into the arc of the bat swing.
We were wondering whether they would go back to Yasir, and mainly for the reason of, obviously, he got called for a chuck in his first over, which sort of threw him a little bit, but he got over that because he's been instrumental in the field. Took a great catch early on to get rid of Harrison Ward, then the run out, but now he's just bowling too short and he's being plummeted, and England needed this over so badly, and there he is, he's saying, come on, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. And you're absolutely right, there's some players you can probably get under their skin, but there's others, they just get pumped up.
Yeah, I found out the hard way. A former colleague has unfortunately passed away, Conor Lang, who was Legends of Scottish Cricket. He was one I learned very quickly when I gave him some verbals the first time I played against him, that it got him ticking, and he put me back in my place that day. So it's as he goes up, so that is massive as he gets the rocket launcher out there on his shoulder, does Richton, and I tell you what, that has gone into orbit.
Well, they're loving that, and that's Mungo Alex. He's got the rifle out and he's banging them, he's shooting them. Oh, what a big hit. It's fun time here at the Cardamar Oval, and it's shaka time as well. Yasir Ali, he's been taken to the cleaners here, a bit of carnage, and then he's trying to hide it. You can't hide it anymore. Yasir. And Richton will have a look at that. 4-6-6 wide, 6-6. This over has gone big. And this one is going to be a dot. And just have a look at that time as well. Look, we've got coming up to 4 minutes. Now they should be okay. They should be able to get this the 9th over in. But that was the over. Really, you got to say that England needed. The score just accelerates up to 95, 6 wickets down.
Yeah, the difference between that last ball from Ali there was when he missed his York, he missed it full. So those low full tosses we've seen throughout the tournament, yes, they can go the distance, but actually more likely to get a toe end of the bat, and they've actually brought some wickets about as well. So if you're going to look to hit that Yorker, whether it's wide or straight, missing it full, missing it slightly long, gives you an opportunity to get away from it. So that 110, the going over 110 we were talking about, looks like it might be eclipsing that quite convincingly. That's the amazing part of this game. A couple of sixes and the complexity changes. England wrestling it back in as we go into the penultimate over. There we are, that low full toss we were talking about again, nice and wide, as Godsall managed to get away to Richton back on strike, who will, as I said, be absolutely pumped up at the moment. Real interested to see who goes to wrestle momentum away going into these last 11 balls.
Yeah, I mean, Hamza's bowled well, and if he gets the Yorkers going, it's going to be difficult to get away, but I just get the feeling that both these batters might actually prefer the pace on, especially Godsall. Let's see how Richton deals with this. And well, there you go. That's why he wants the pace. Look out, kids. There's a kookaburra coming your way. That's another one. Bolle. Manos arriba, árbitro. Porque eso es una 6. Eso es una grande, una Ariana. 6 más.
I'll tell you what, Rico, I'll let you do that call. I don't think that's going to be a repertoire.
Come on, you've got to give it a go. You've got to give it a go. And this one has been hit out onto the onside. Well, with that big 6, 100 came up. And England, well, they're looking really to press on. I was asking a while ago what sort of score, and we were saying, well, you know, if they get to about 100, 107, well, it looks like they're going to go beyond that and beyond the 110 we thought for a moment. Now we're talking about maybe 118, 120.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen that these two, at the close of the tournament, have had the ability to go through the gears and play really important knocks. And when the pressure is on, well bowled, manages to get it just about under the swing of the bat as Godsall gets out to the leg side. These two played such important innings throughout the tournament. It just shows that the freedom of these batters to turn a 5-ball period of the game completely in their direction is some awesome power and stroke making ability.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good ball because you can see that he's trying to give himself some room, but he got the Yorker in. Let's see if he can get it going again. Goes short and gets plummeted. It's up in the air and it will drop to the other side of the boundary. This goes all the way as well. Manos arriba, árbitro, porque eso es 6 más. Qué guay, qué genial, qué fuerte es esta hombre. Madre mía. And that's a 50 up for Andrew Richton. Comes up in just 18 deliveries. Shaba, bahut badaiyan. Andrew Richton, apni half century banani. Didn't England need this knock?
Oh, my goodness me. Talk about cometh the hour, cometh the man. Still got 7 balls here to take advantage of. Straight up in the air this time, though. Keeper makes the call for it. And there is no problem there. Wee bit of vengeance for the bowler, giving a wee little point to the batter, telling him where to go. All in good spirit, all in good fun. And Spain take another wicket. Important one now. We talk about wrestling that momentum back. I think when we look at any sort of score, sort of around the 120 mark, a little bit less, a little bit more, it's roughly around par. So what it is about now is exactly what it is, and who can take this momentum into the second half of the game.
Yeah, I mean, a good catch, had to take it, makes it his. And well done to Hamza as well. This is so important. I mean, he needed to get this wicket here, and you can see he is pumped. And Richton, though, what a knock it is from him. He brought his 50 up, and then he had to depart. But, well, the Spanish flags are flying, but there's one or two English flags there flying as well because of that knock. And what an important one it was from Richton. Just came down a little bit lower as well, but gets 54 of 19 deliveries, and he puts England in a good position. But they're still looking to get to that 120 mark here. Maybe a few more as we get into the last over.
Yeah, and Richton will play a big role in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see if that innings gives him the confidence that he needs as we bring Munga Russell to the crease, and big tall lad, big long levers, and be interesting to see how he can use that frame. But as we go into the last over here, interested to see the last over, someone who's not bowled yet today, but he's bowled a lot of the death before, so we know he can do the job as Godsall goes on strike.
Yeah, Pins Demand. He was trying to get these Yorkers in just outside the off, but he gets it wrong to start off. It's going to be a wide, a little bit too short as well. He's been pretty good. One thing I've noticed, and I've seen this particularly in this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship, but when we've been on the road across Europe, we've seen some bowlers. I mean, I think bowlers are changing their tactics now. They're looking to get these Yorkers in, just trying to squeeze them in. Just there, that delivery I'm talking about, right on cue. They're asking the question. It's not out. Ishan does get a bit excited. But yeah, I mean, that seems to be the new breed of bowling for seamers. Get the Yorker length in just there.
Absolutely, it has to be. I mean, it's the hardest ball to hit. You know, if you nail that line, the only part of the bat you're going to get on the ball is the toe of the bat, which has no meat to it to be able to make a stroke. Runs again. Sees him coming, ball short. Oh, and that is why, as a bowler, you are fuming. You've seen him coming, you've changed your length, you've surprised him by going short. His bat has no control of any idea what he's going, and yet he's the one who gets the rewards.
He gets the rewards, and no matter what you say at him, he's going to say, look in the book, son, look in the book, because that's 4 runs. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He does see him coming.
What's really interesting about that, Rico, is what Godsall's probably done there is he's thinking, right, he's going to try and bowl Yorkers here. So what I'm going to try and do is, if I walk it, I'm going to turn that Yorker into a full toss and take that ability to hit the hole out the way, and then I can use the middle of my bat opposed to the toe of the bat to clear those boundaries.
Yeah, Prince. Well, this is a good strike, but there is a fielder out there who, well, he does stop it, gives the batters the opportunity. No, hang on. There's 4 has been signalled by the umpire at square saying, no, this is 4, so he doesn't stop it. And this, you've got to say, this is a bit of an error from Mohammed Cameron. Let's have a look at this again. He hits it well. Cameron, what does he do here? Where's his foot? Yeah, he steps over the foot with the ball in his hand, and when he realises, he tries to bring it back in and pretending it never happened. But look, you see there clearly, ball in his hand, and 4 given. Good alert umpiring there from Assad. He picks it up, so they do get the 4 now. They get the single here. I mean, you're talking about bowling styles. What I noticed with yourself, and it worked very effectively, you're one of few bowlers that can do it. When you seem to be under the cosh coming over the wicket, you turn to around the wicket and you manage to get the angle. You sort of replicate what a left-hander can do, and you're very good at doing that and getting the Yorkers. Is that something you've been practicing for a while?
Well bowled. Yeah, it is. It's something we've discussed back in Scotland about that being an option, because what that does, you say, it changes the angle. Often a right-handed bowler is coming to a right-handed batter. The ball is always coming in towards the batter, which gives them the angle to pick them up to access the leg side. By doing that, it makes them have to do something different. It becomes very difficult to access behind the square leg on the leg side. So you can pack that offside field, which makes traditionally harder to hit 6s. And again, it's just something different, because you can go over, you can go around, you can mix it up. You're trying to wrestle some momentum back from the batter and make sure you're in control of what's going on.
Well, they're taking him on, and I think because this takes a while to get to the keeper, they get it. I think it will be a leg by. No signal, so it I think the umpire's saying, hey, I'm going to give it off the glove. You agree with that? And of course the batter's going to say, yeah, I'll take the run. That was the final delivery of the innings. So 123 on the board. And I think when you think that at one point that England were on 40 at the halfway mark, I think they'll take that. They'll take that very much indeed. Once again, they've been able to get good acceleration in the last 5. And I just get the feeling there, the way that inning started, especially with Ben Clayton out there in Callis, I think there was definitely a big plan there from England to say, look, we know you got Mohammed Cameron to come, and you got Yasir that's quite difficult to get away. Well, we just want to get a good start, try and get to about that 40 mark, because we know that's when the time of Dan Lincoln, Bevan can come out, and even Richton can come out and really then attack the lower end of the bowlers of Spain. It seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah, it did. It was. I think it's probably a strategy for them is knowing your bat as well. As we see Ward there, that was unlucky. Hit like a tracer bullet. Didn't get above shin high, but an excellent catch at point. And then as we see, Callis never quite got into his innings. Got domed. The bowler always enjoys seeing that right off the Swedes. It's a big one as well. And but he never really quite got into his innings. One shot that he did get away, and it bodes away. But yeah, I think when you look at the batting plans that England went up with, is went through batters who are good, like Callis, so they're hitting through the field rather than necessarily hitting for 6, hitting over the field, using those batters to come in when the field's out, knowing that actually there are ball strikers. They can get the benefit of it, as you see Callis holding out there. And never really got the middle of that necessarily, never got his innings going. But it was a tale of two halves, that old adage, and Lincoln, although it wasn't his day, it was Richton's day. Once he got into the battle, supported by Godsall, and England have made their way nicely up to the 120 mark.
Yeah, they have. Once again, they've done what they do. They've got to 80 runs, 83 in fact in this one of the last 5 overs. I mean, Danny Lorkai, he does take some good catches there, but there's one that he gets completely wrong, which ends up being really expensive, because that was the opportunity to get Richton. First of all, this is a superb delivery, wasn't it, from Hamza? The perfect Yorker to Dan Lincoln, and very similar to the one that you got Andy Richton to in that last match. But you did the approach we were talking about, came round the wicket and got it spot on. But look, we talked about the style of bowling here, but you get a good Yorker and it's so difficult to get away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I say, as you play against these teams so regularly, I see that's when you get your Yorker wrong, and that's when you look to go wide. Yeah, that's right into the batter's swing arc, because the St George's flag from the able English supporters here is waved proudly, and then that's when Richton really went into second gear. I'll take that back. This was a weird one from Pearce. He never really looked like he was trying to make it run. He was kind of jogging. He never got in, and it was an excellent piece of fielding. And in fact, it was this point that Richton really got into his work. Yeah,
it really was. But this is where we saw that one error, and what a big error it was. I mean, yes, he came back on. We were wondering whether he would or he wouldn't. I think this is the one. There was one that went clearly over him, but there was one that should have been taken by Danny Dorkai. He doesn't take it, and then Richton went berserk, and that over went for 29 of Yasir, and that really got England up and about. Well, they were up and about, and they were fired. Or that was Mungo Russell. He was enjoying it, wasn't he? And it was a good finish. And look at Richton there. He appreciated the 50, but he got to his 50, and then he got out. Mohammed Ishan got the catch taken, and it was turned for Hamza Saleem Dar to be giving the instructions to the batter. And this one, well, that was naughty from the birthday boy. Well, Mohammed Cameron, he's going to have a smaller slice of cake for that one from his boys. But look, it's going to be interesting which one of those flags will be flying high at the end of this one. Spain, well, I think still, look, if you were the Spanish captain here now, and I went and I said to you, right, you're going to be chasing 124 for victory against England, would you take it?
Yeah, I think you definitely feel you're in the game. You've done it before. It's certainly not an inevitable score. You'd be looking at some of the scores from earlier in the day, how the pitch is playing, with the way the breeze is blowing down the ground, helping your batters. I think you'd be thinking an absolute chance here. You know, that dangerous opening partnership we've seen so successfully from Yasser Ali and DDC throughout this tournament, that's going to be key, giving the momentum back in Spain's favour early on. And the captain himself, with that pinnacle number 5 role, we've seen him be explosive from there, and we know that if he comes to the wicket with any real chance, that he could be the one who could take it home for them. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just have a quick look at the match summary here. Of course, it was dominated with the batting of Andy Richton, who really did bat well. Thomas Bevan and also Arthur Godsall played their part. Arthur Godsall there played, I think, the right innings there. Just kept one end going, just kept handing the strike to Richton. He was 13 not out. They won the bowling front. Atif Mohammed, the young bowler from Barcelona, he was nowhere a couple of years ago. Look at him now. He certainly is flying the flag for Espana. 3 for 15 from him. Hamza Saleem Dar, he takes 2 for 29, and Mohammed Cameron, he just once again economic as ever. He picks up 1 wicket for 8. Very, very evenly poised. So
England, they put 120. They got the runs on the board in what you got to call is an eliminator. So runs on the board in an eliminator when the pressure is on is always good scores to get. But Spain, remember, they're coming into this match on the back of 3 defeats on the trot. They were the team that were unbeaten until yesterday. Lost both their matches yesterday. Lost the match early this morning. So they're a little bit low in confidence, but they certainly do need a good start. And I think you're absolutely right. I think the likes of Yasser Ali and Daniel Doikai have to give them the perfect start.
Absolutely. I mean, finals cricket, which is what we're in, is pressure management.
Yeah.
But to get to that stage, we know the players have the skill. We know they have the game plans. We know they have the acumen to execute. But what it is in those moments when there's a bit of noise around, when there's a bit of pressure on, when the scoreboard's ticking, can you compose yourself? Can you stick to what is your best skills? Can you execute it? And that's what it'll come down to. It's easy when we say it standing up here, Rico. You know, it's just stay calm under pressure. But we know in reality, it does funny things to the body and the mind.
It certainly does. Well, look, it's time for us to take a bit of a break. We'll be away for about 10 minutes time when it will be Spain coming out there trying to get the 124 runs. Well, we've got a good crowd in the fan zone. I think about a 50-50 split, so 50% of the people here will be happy, 50 will be a little bit disappointed. But mate, the best team win. Netherlands are looking on as well to see who they'll be playing up against later on in the final. Look, it's been absolutely wonderful to have you in the box again, and well, I think we're going to see Vinny Sandhu come back. It depends how many cocktails he has, and if he doesn't, I'll be giving you a call.
I'll hold the fort. Vinny is an enigma in his own right, so you never quite know where Vinny is, but wherever he is, someone's having some fun.
Look, Ali Evans, thank you very much. You've been an absolute star. Thanks a lot, and all the best. Look, please wish all the best to the boys again, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back here again next year, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely, Rico. Thank you so much.
Hello cricket lovers, and welcome back to the magnificent Kardama Oval, which is nestled in between the Sierra de Cardama, as you see in the background, the mountain range here. We are of course in Spain, in the province of Andalusia, and it's the final day of this Dream 11 European Cricket Championships in Malaga at this magnificent Kardama cricket ground, the Kardama Oval. And well, what a 5 weeks that we've had, and it's great to have such a big crowd here as well. Well, they're split between who they're supporting in this one. They're seeing a lot of the St. George's flags are flying around, a lot of the Spanish flags as well. So everything to play for here. England get to 123. Some would say it's a little bit below par. Some would say they would have been looking for around about 135 to a 140 score. Remember, they only just managed to beat Scotland, getting 155 on the board. Scotland got to 147, and that's how England got to this fixture. But it runs in an eliminator. That's the thing. Runs in an eliminator. Whoever loses this is out. The winner will play the Netherlands in the final. That's what it comes down to. Big moment. The openers, Yasir Ali and Daniel Dorkaya. Here comes Richton to start. So they go with Andy Richton for the first over. Single to start off with. Of course, England will be hoping to get 3 good overs of seaming, maybe in the power play. Get that rate to climb up to around about 14, then deploy some of their spin. Good delivery. Nicely played that. So both batters played Richton nice and straight. Got off the mark. But they've got to be brave. That's Mohammed Cameron. He's giving everybody hearts. And it is his birthday as well. So happy birthday to you, Mohammed Cameron. I hope it ends up being a happy one. It didn't start so well this morning with that defeat. Maybe he can get the team into the final here. Good slower delivery. Someone where he rolls his fingers over it, takes the pace off it, gets it through, gets the dot ball through. So it is Mohammed Cameron's birthday. That's a very happy birthday to Mo. Listen, Cammy, if I knew, I would have drawn you another picture. I would have drawn you a picture with a birthday cake. He never told us. I even saw him last night, so I never said anything. Obviously doesn't want to tell everybody that he's turned 28 today. This one's a bit of the edge, no run there. So 2 dots. So all of a sudden, 2 singles, 2 dots. Now the pressure comes on, because now you know, big shot thinking, and I know that's exactly what Dan Lincoln knows, and he's already looking at his field and saying, hey, if you're on it, stay on it, it's coming your way. He's already pointing to the man at long on. Slightly shorter, and well, this is a magnificent save. It really is. The standards in the field have been superb. This is fantastic. What a bit of fielding this is. I think this is Jaffa Chauhan. This has been smacked. Look at that. Oh my word. That is standards. That is what you're talking about. What a stop that is. Well, that's a save. I mean, they take 2, but he saves 2. Superb. Richton again. Slower delivery, gets bat onto it this time, but it just wobbles away to Pearce. They'll take the single, and that's a cracking first over. Only 5 runs from it, so 5 of the first. So straight away the rate, as England would want it to do, goes up. So now it's around about looks like you're chasing 130 as opposed to that 120 123 mark, and that's what they'll be looking to do all the time here. Arthur Goodsall gets given the ball, and Arthur is one man that I think most of the wickets he's taken has been with that quicker short ball. Let's see how he goes. 70 balls without a golden ball, 70 games I should say. Well, he starts with a wide, disappointing, and especially when it's down the leg side. I think we've said a number of times, you can, when bowlers are trying to just get that ball in just outside the off, just that line, the guideline for the umpires, you don't mind it so much, but when it's down the leg side, they're just getting it all wrong. Godsall needs to get it right. Bowling to Yasir Ali. Yasir hits this pretty well, but doesn't find the gap. It'll just be a single. Now it's England's turn to pump up the volume out there in the middle. And try to get under the skin of some of the batters here. Daniel Dorkaya, what a fantastic championship he's had. Short, misses out on it. And comes the throw. Direct hit would have been interesting, though. I do believe that Yes here just made it. Very tense. See the England bench there. Look quite composed, quite relaxed. Very reflective. Showing no emotions at the moment. So Ali once more. He goes for the big shot, and I think he's going to get this. This is gone all the way. Well, that goes to the indie part of the ground. A lovely hit. Shaka time, shaka lagya. That's the boundary that they need. Need a few more, but that's the first one, and it's not bad when it comes in form of a 6. So they're up and running. Another 6 in this championship. Started the day with 1,845 maximos. And this time goes for the cut. It's well fielded. Take the single. Rico full here. Part of the European Cricket Network. Was great to have Ali Evans, the Scotland captain, up here for 5 overs in the first innings. Well, now we go back to normal. Practice. As Vinny Sandhu has made his way out of the VIP zone and joins us once more.
I don't get called normal very often, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Anyway, here's Godsall. He's gone for 10 in this over.
4 runs. Lovely shot. Finds the gap. And this sounded beautiful off the middle of the bat. A nice shot. There's Charlie Rumi. We can see that that collision with the stronger together boundary fence yesterday has left him with a bit of a shiner.
Yes. And I don't think he's too bothered about it. Well, the Spanish flag flying high here at the Cartmore Oval. There's the golden 4. But how long and how far can these two get Spain into this chase, and how quickly?
Bit of a French cut. That one will be a single. But it's runs, and that's the key thing here. Just keep the scoreboard ticking. That will also be the end of the over. So the game that's around 10. So that's 20. No wickets down yet so far, though. That's the key thing. Got wickets in hand, which means that if they need to have a flurry, they can. And this is what Champions Week looked like, of course. They were the teams that started. Italy were the ones that didn't make it through into final stage. And they did, though, though they didn't make it through, they got a win against England and also against Scotland. Got a good win against Scotland yesterday. But it wasn't enough. They were on the same number of points as the Scots, but the Scots had a better net run rate. That's why they made it through.
Yeah. It's been a big day. Yeah, those 5 teams were at the top 5. Now we have just 3 teams that are in the frame to win the trophy. Here's Mungo in over number 3.
Short, fast, quick. And Doyle just elects to duck over this. I haven't seen a signal from the umpires for one for the over. So they're saying that this was...
It wasn't the bounce.
Wasn't over the shoulder. So he's still got that one in the tank.
Yeah, Mungo gets that to hurry on. Danakoya can't think of a shot for it. Yeah, Spain, can they stay on the pace, especially in this power play? All important.
Well, now this one will be the one for the over, and that was, well, he said, okay, you're going to duck under one. I'm going to get a legitimate one in, and this one, he does offer a bit of a bat too.
Yeah, it's look at the height there. It's borderline, wide or not, probably just okay. Umpire's call for me. Here, the power of little moments, Rico. The power of little moments. You get sneak 2-dot balls. You can feel the tension in the air. Huge crowd here at the Cartmore Oval. One of these teams is done in 7.5 more overs.
This is, he gets it just over the field. I was going to say that was going to be such a soft dismissal because it would have been a big wide, but he backs himself to get something on it. He does, and then for a moment I thought it was going to go straight into the hands of Clayton, but he just manages to get the lob past him, and then the spin takes the ball to the boundary.
Yeah, two big moments in the game. That was it. He almost needed the bat extender to reach that one, and I thought it was going straight down the throat of Clayton, but it just got over him and it went for 4. Huge moment in this chase.
Oh, that was fast. What a good take there from Dan Lincoln. It shows you how much this ball does once it gets past the batter as well. Doesn't miss by much, I'm sure.
Well, Mungo just keeps getting quicker and quicker as this ECC continues on. And does a lot after the stumps, goes between the body and the stumps. And Spain just falling a little bit behind the 8 ball here. They'd love a pressure relieving boundary here with just 4 runs off this over. Can they get it off Mungo Russell?
Shot, 4 more. And it's the fielder has to get down, has to get dirty. Ben Clayton was the man, and this is too wide from him. And they do get that boundary. So, 2 boundaries in this one. The first one was hay poquito de suerte primero, pero eso no hay suerte. Es un buen golpe, 4 carreras.
All placement there, doesn't try and hit too hard. And so they get the boundary. Like I say, they want to be around that 12 and over at the moment. They're just a little bit behind that, about half a dozen behind that 12 and over pace, but you can make that up pretty quickly. I think how they handle the spinners could have a lot to do with this outcome.
बहुत बढ़िया चौका लग गया with that 3-4s on the spin, and that's exactly what they needed. It looked like this was going to be another good over for England, but then boom, 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 4, no hay 2 en 3. Así me gusta. Adelante, equipo España. Hay 4 más.
Well, what's that medication you take for seasickness? Because I feel like I might need it soon. I don't think it's the drinks in the VIP tent. I think it's the fact that this game is toing, it's throwing, it's coming and it's going. And I've no idea who's even winning at the moment. As Daniel Dorkaya, he had a hairy moment there earlier in the over. That one was more convincing, and so Mungo ends up going for 12, all boundaries. There's the VIP tent, and it's nice of them to let me out to commentate now and then, but we have a lot of our partners in there, and we do appreciate their contribution to European cricket. And really, they're the reason that we can do what we do.
Yeah,
them and of course all the wonderful viewers that we have all around the world. Clayton coming on, trying to put on the squeeze in the 4th over. Keep her up to the stumps.
Yep, and Clayton, see if he can get a breakthrough here. Just adjusting his field. It was a marvellous moment as well to see the kids, part of our Cricket Cool programme. We're out there in the middle as well, having a knock before the start of this match. A lot of them still around the ground now enjoying this contest. And a lot of them certainly are supporting Spain here as well.
How even is this? So this is wins batting first versus wins batting second by group. Yep. So the last 2 weeks has been tied, and even the first 3 weeks was pretty close. But slight tilt to teams batting first, runs on the board. At the moment it's locked 11-11 in Championship week.
See, it's going to get away from the fielder. It's going to be 4 more. And it looks like Daniel Dorkaya is once again turning it on. But can he keep it going? Can he sustain it? Can he see it through to the end? That's what he's got to be thinking here now. He made a good start, didn't he, in the earlier match? But he went for 22 of 15. Now he's got to go beyond that.
I think he's had a slight change of mindset. Had a hero moment last over where he missed one. That missed the stumps, but now he seems that he's just happy to try and pick off the badish balls, and he's not trying too hard to go after every delivery. That's a good one by Clayton. Sneaks it in for a dot. Again, they want to be about 48 after this over to be on the pace.
Keep up, moving.
Straight to the fielder this time. He's been successful.
Yasser Ali's an interesting one for me because I actually feel strategically if he doesn't improve his strike rate when the spin comes on, I think they might drag him for Hamza. I think they really like Hamza against the spin, and it would be bold, but I think that's a move they might make if they've got lots of wickets in hand. At the moment they've got 10 wickets in hand.
Down.
Same area again, and once again they seem to have plugged that gap. A couple of times we saw a man who goes into strike again here now. Daniel Dorkaya was able to pierce that field, but not on this occasion. Been some good stops there made by Jafar Chauhan.
This has been a huge day on the calendar. One of the comments here I'm seeing in the comment section, we want a Rico and Maximo bowl off. Well, you probably should have told me before I hit the VIP area because I think you're winning that one. Anyway, here's the last ball of the over.
Very good slow delivery, loops it up in the air and does well. And I think also we saw in that over just the difference it makes when the wicketkeeper puts the lid on and stands right behind the batter. Is breathing down his neck saying, well, you can go after it, but I'm right here. So they don't take him on. It's a good over. It's a tidy one after seeing those last 3 balls of Mungo Russell's over game for 4-4-4. He's come back well. He's kept it tidy. Just 8 off it, 40 without loss. So they go back to 10 and over.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about moments in the game. And Daniel Dorkaya has had a couple of close calls. Yeah, but hate to go back to it, but that drop catch of Richton in the first innings, you felt that cost him 20 to 30 runs potentially. It's hard to say. We'll never know, but
at least 25.
Yeah,
at least 25.
Could have been around the 100 mark, which is what they're on track for at the moment. So now we're going to see some spin, and this is Alex Russell coming on to bowl over number 5. And so, yeah, I think we're going to see something. I think we can see Yasser going absolutely crazy here against Russell. He's hitting out or getting out. This is the way Spain play. They don't want to die wondering.
Yeah.
And like I say, I know they really like Hamza in the middle overs against spin. Russell, some of the world's biggest sunglasses on.
Goes for it, and, well, doesn't quite carry to the fielder. They do get a single, but ones are good for England here at the moment. It's Spain that need to try and keep finding at least a couple of boundaries in every over. Full toss.
Juicy full toss, and doesn't get cashed in. These are the moments, aren't they? And Russell gets it wrong but gets away with it. So funny how the batters are setting themselves to balls that are well pitched. But let's have a bit of a look at this one. Yeah, so here, is this waist high or above? Oh, maybe just below.
Yeah, it's dipping.
Just below. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty much in his crease, and where he hits it, I think it's fraction below the belt. Although it's borderline, I'll be honest with you. And, well, I'll make a final determination here. Slightly bent back leg. Front leg's pretty straight. It's a really tight one, honestly, and they have called it. Yeah, I mean, often you see the benefit going to the batters for these, and so it will be a free hit coming up.
Yeah, I don't see it, because you've got to go with the batter would in his normal batting stance inside, and I think if you take the batter back a bit, I think it would have been below. But hey, look, they've looked at it, and all I would say in this is I'd rather see him given than not.
Yeah, that's true.
If
you shouldn't be bowling balls that high, full stop. I suppose that's the thing. But next one was a free hit, wasn't cashed in, just the single.
And this one is hit too well, and he goes all the way. Bolle. And Daniel Dorkaya keeps on going. This is what he's got to do. He's got to get from the 20s into the 30s, and now he's there. He's got to be thinking of getting in from the 30s into the 40s. They're flying those flags. They want to see a victory here. The 50 also comes up, 51 without loss. What a good partnership this has been so far.
Yeah, the other thing you've got to remember with full deliveries on ECN, it's waist height or above, not above waist height. So it's a slight change in wording, but I think it comes into effect on that occasion. Now here's a chance. It's Callis. He goes around to his left, and he will not catch it. They will stop the boundary. But this was an opportunity to take the first wicket.
A massive moment. This is such a difficult catch, though. The ball is moving all the time. Callis is trying to get himself into the right place. What a big moment this is. And could that be the match that goes just there? I mean, gets there, does the hard work, and then right at the last moment not able to take the catch.
DDC gets 2, but now it could be gone. And he is. Richton takes the catch, and it's a big wicket in the context of this innings. Daniel Dorkaya, he tried his luck again, and this time he falls for 35. He gets Spain to 53, but he goes no further. It's 53 for 1, and that's the end of the 5th over.
Oh, well, I mean, you thought that was a match earlier when he got dropped there from a very difficult chance from Callis, but then he goes for it again straight away. I'm surprised he did. I'm surprised he went for it. He gets it wrong once more, but this time Richton takes the catch, and well, whatever Kaya would have been feeling here when he drops him here, Callis, well, all of a sudden he's thinking, don't worry, it's not so bad because we've got the man, Richton. He takes the catch, and that is a big wicket.
Sure is. I think it's a bit of extra bounce from Alex Russell. We talked about the kind of overspin that some of these wrist spinners get. It jumps a little bit on Daniel Dorkaya, turns into a top edge, so he departs, but he has got his team on track. But for how long? That's the question. 53 for 1, and Hamza Saleem comes to the crease at number 3. Well, Hamza, the other big player I thought had to fire if they were to chase these down. And, well, once again, we see spin having a big influence on the game.
Yeah, I mean, you get your wish, don't you? As we see at the halfway point, it's 53 for 1. So, well, very, very evenly poised. And, well, what are you thinking? 53 for 1? Which way is it?
Yeah, it's probably advantage England for me, runs on the board. Having said that, Spain will be rolling the dice. Hey, I've got some news for you. Okay. Guess what? European Cricket League is coming back, and it's coming back in early 2023, and we will be able to reveal the draw to you tonight. So
wow.
This will be coming up later on, and Ali Evans, he was in the commentary box earlier, and of course he played in that for Carlton. So these are the champion clubs of, guess what, 30 different countries this year, including the reigning champions. It's 31 clubs involved in ECL 23. It's bigger, it's even better, and it's going to run for 4 weeks in February and March 2023.
It's going to be massive. Can't wait.
We'll give you that info tonight.
Can't wait.
In the final.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. Let's get back to the action though right now, and it will be Mungo Russell to bowl.
A bit of a French card and get a single. Yeah, this is going to be interesting for me. It's all about getting the ball in the right areas now.
Keep taking him in, lad. Sky off first now. Come on, go. Just keep an eye on it.
So Mungo Russell now. This is the battle. This is the one. Hamza Saleem Dar will, if he gets hold of any of these with the pace that Mungo Russell is bowling at, it is going to vanish.
Now here's the plan.
I'm telling you.
They don't want to get too straight to Hamza. They're going to try and make him reach outside the off stump. They have a fairly fine third man in the circle that's a catching position. They have a squarer third man who's also a catching position. I think if Hamza throws the bat at it, Mungo's around the wicket.
This is a clever shot, and well, it's a fantastic effort. Look, I'm going to say this here, there is probably going to be no way that this catch can be taken and he stays inside the field of play, because he's in the air, flying in the air is Richton, and the only thing he probably could have done is while the ball's here, is try to find a way to release it, because he's always going over the man. I mean, that is an amazing attempt, but unfortunately he goes over the rope with ball in hand. That's going to be a 6.
Yeah, well, I think it's 6 anyway, but he'd have to release it straight away, and it does go over the line for 6. So Maximo time, a big break for Hamza.
And I think they may have their man here, and it's saying no. They're saying it's not. They're saying this comes off. I think the signal there from the umpire is saying that comes off the shoulder. Mungo Russell cannot believe it. We're going to have to see this again. Pressure on the umpire, and Jerome Peters saying no.
Let's have a look. I mean, I wasn't convinced either, because it bounced more than he thought. Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to tell from that, and that's the umpire's perspective there. I mean, that one shows it a bit different, but I mean, his shoulder is there. It happens very quickly.
It doesn't hit the shoulder. It's away from the ball.
The first angle from behind, it looked like it might have. That one looks like it may have been a little edge, but wasn't picked up. Let's see what happens next. Well, next is going to be a boundary. So, I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes. It was an umpire's call. It went against the England 11, and then Hamza cashes in with 4 runs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big moment there, isn't it, there? I mean, you can see Jerome Peters saying he thought it comes maybe off the shoulder.
He's got doubt. That's the thing. We're looking at it in slow motion. I mean, I don't know if we can see that in real time again. But in real time, there's a lot happening. It's pretty close to the shoulder, and he had doubt. That's what it comes down to, and you can totally understand that. And umpires are their own harshest critics, believe it or not. I mean, they will want to get absolutely everything right. But you got a guy bowling. He's bowling decent clicks. He's probably bowling around the 80-mile-an-hour mark here, Mungo Russell. And it flies past. It flies near the shoulder. And so, yeah, I understand the judgment call there from the umpire. It just goes down as one of those things. Benefit of the doubt goes to the batter, and Hamza survives.
hit firmly. So we'll get the single. So that's the end of the over. So there was those couple of boundaries again. They just weren't able to cover all the gaps, were they? 65 now for one. I mean, where they are here, I mean, I think they're pretty cool. I mean, that rate just goes up slightly, but the key thing here at the moment is wickets in hand. Hamza is still out there. They're going to have to go with spin sooner or later. Maybe they're going to go with Pearce again, or maybe Russell. So,
oh, guess what? I got given a new car, so that's my new car in the background, thanks to CarCast.
They would not.
All I have to do is do one video. And you know why? Because it matches my shirt today.
Okay.
Great to see such a big crowd in, bumper crowd in, and we hope you're enjoying the action, whether you're here at the ground or whether you're watching on the European Cricket Network and all of our international broadcasting partners. Huge viewing numbers throughout this ECC. Have been growing and growing as more and more people have found out about the magic of European cricket. And so, yeah, they're sticking with pace.
Yeah.
For me, it's if Hamza survives the spinners and if he can get hold of the spinners is what it might come down to.
Yeah, I'm a bit. Yeah, I'm just having a look at what Dan's. Yeah, okay, he is putting the backward point in now. I'm just wondering whether it's worth having this field where you've got the third man in the circle and the backward point back, whether a third man back on the boundary just would be just as good.
And then you're spending two of your outfielders there in a similar area. They're hoping for an edge or an uncontrolled cut down to that fielder.
Well, this is a Gundy ball. It's way down the leg side. And, yeah.
Again, it's the last thing you expect. I mean, it's a Gundy ball, and you expect he put it away. But he is so expecting something to reach for outside the off stump, and he's kind of hurried by this. As Kotzel lucky to get away with it. Kotzel is very clever at bowling into the pitch, and his arm moves quickly, but the ball doesn't react quickly off the pitch, and he's easy to miss time. So a big battle in the context of this match right now.
This gets dragged out to the man who's quite a wide long on to the left-hander. It'll be a single. So Yasir, it's been a little bit quiet, hasn't he? Not had probably too much of the strike. So hope he hasn't gone cold, and I hope he hasn't been having a bit of a Spanish siesta, because he's got to stay awake. He's got to play some shots.
Yeah, he does. He's probably got the license to do so. You've got something like Christian Munoz-Mills still to come. You've got Prince Demand still to come. Got to get moving here. Yasir got to play his part.
This one comes onto him pretty quickly. Good delivery there from Arthur Godso. He sees Yasir Ali get into position pretty early, so he's able to adjust the ball he's going to bowl.
You can see the mistiming, though, of that shortish delivery that Godso bowls. It's just it's a slight error of judgment, but it's slight enough to stop the ball going from the middle of the bat, where it'll be 6 or 4, to just clunking it for a single.
The momento es muy lento, pero estás también muy contento porque tienes tiempo. Yeah, a little bit slow at the moment, but they won't be too bothered just yet, because there is time. They've got wickets in hand, but the thing is, the point you're making, the timing's not there. There's a few swings and misses as well. Yes,
I think they're getting pre-bothered. I can sense it. Hamza wants this. Wow. Well, there's wides, and then there's balls that you'd have to change the channel to see where it ended up, and he moves a bit, but Kotzel sprays this onto the pitch next door.
Yeah, I mean, is this a good wide? Because the batters also run. You take
2 free runs.
You take Hamza off strike.
You take the 2 free runs. You're still hoping Ali can fire here. So he'll be facing up. Left-hand, right-hand combination, of course, at the moment. This causes a few issues for the bowlers as well.
Slower delivery, hit down the ground, doesn't carry to, and I think that's why I think, well, if you give Hamza and get him down the other end and it just costs you 2 runs, you take it.
I think he's going to yank him. Honestly, he's not scoring quick enough. It's just not happening. He's not getting out either. These clunking ones. I got a feeling Yasir Ali might get the hook here.
That'd be a massive shout. Yasir Ali.
You don't want to die wondering. It's now or never, right? It's now or never for Spain. Oh, off the head.
Oh, and he's going to get there. Well, this is... Well, we saw Mohammed Cameron. He whacked, I think it was Callis on the head. Now this is the turn for Hamza to get one.
Made an awful sound. It hit the grill, and then an improvised bit of bowling. Well, maybe Lincoln's a fast bowler, because he actually got that down pretty fast from the seat of his pants. But they get a leg by. Last ball of the over. I think this might be last chance for Yasir Ali.
And he launches into this. It goes a long way, and he sends it into the way where Corey is. And he says, hey, if you're thinking of yanking me, just have a look at this. So that's a big shot. Well, that then, just like that, puts the smiles back on their faces. And Corey, well, he was on his feet. Maybe he was ready to yank, but now he's going to sit back down again. That's a big hit. Good way to finish the over.
Yeah, I just know the way the Spanish management think, and I think they'd rather be proactive and do something. And he said, yep, that's the one. That's what he's saying. That's his little signal. That's the little R he's trying to make, saying he had one ball to hit a boundary, otherwise he was gone. And so Yasser does get the Maximo. Gotzel goes for 27 off his 2 overs here in qualifier number 2, but a lot of runs to get. But having said that, they got about this many against Italy in a match on Monday. That was match 3. So it's a lot to get, but we know that England have had their problems towards the end of the innings. Just look what happened in the Scotland game earlier on.
Okay, just making some adjustments in the field. They're going to go with Clayton again.
Yeah, so squeeze plays on. Keeper up to the stumps. Huge over coming up.
Smashed, and this is gone. Well, this is where you don't bowl it to Hamza Saleem Dar, and he smashes a big 6. And now maybe the 1-6 from Yasser, the last ball of the previous over, is going to spark Hamza into action as well. He absolutely launches into this, gives it everything, and he goes all the way. Big hit, 6 runs.
Yeah, didn't quite get all of it either. When he does, they go a lot further. Well, the 6s are flying in the fan zone and out there. Clayton gives Hamza some length. Now he's going to try and change something. The wind is actually coming left to right, so if there's any movement, probably assisted if it is a way swing from Hamza Saleem Dar. So brought the offside third man up now.
He's going to go again, and he's going to get it again, or is he? And yes, I think he does. I think that goes all the way over. There's an effort there from the fielder to try and stop it. And Mungo Russell was saying it's a 4. I'm not convinced.
Let's look where it bounces. Where does it bounce first time? I don't know if Mungo knows. It's off the hands.
It's on the hands. Where does
he's in the boundary. Where does it bounce?
That's 6 for me. Is it?
Well, I think
it bounces outside and comes back in.
No, I think that's the first bounce.
Is it?
I think that's the first bounce, so I think it is 4. I don't know how Mungo can tell because he's not watching. This is an interesting call. I think that's 4.
4 runs has been signalled. Yep. 4 has been signalled.
Okay.
6 and 4.
Still a lucky break for Hamza.
For more. And now he goes down the ground, and it's another one. Shaka! Shaka! Well, this is what we're talking about, and the big hitter comes back to life. Hamza Saleem Dar, he does it again and again and again. Is there no stopping this man? And look at the way he does that. He goes down on one knee and he smashes it. And he says, Dana Horos, take a photo of this one, will you? And take a photo of that. Well, that's another 6. Wow.
This is the over that they've been looking for. We're only halfway through it. It's gone for 16. It's gone 6-4-6. And Hamza is on. He likes the matchup against Clayton, who's just kind of rocking in, bowling in the slot. And he's saying, I'm going for you. And what I like about that shot, he goes straight. He doesn't try and pull across it. He plays a genuine cricket shot. And so, yeah, 6-4-6. And you add on the 6 last ball last over. That's 22 in the last 4 balls. And now they've got it back down to 2 a ball, pretty much where it started. Yeah. Remember, they fell behind in this chase, Spain.
They are ruffled.
Huge 3 balls to come here from Clayton.
Hit firm down the ground, so this will be just the 1. But Yasser, remember, he's found his touch again as well. Yeah, you saw when that last 6 was hit, a couple of big senior England players came together around Dan Lincoln. They were having a chat and saying, right, we've got to sort something out here, because this boy, if he hits a few more out of here, well, then the balance of this match swings in the favour of the Spanish team.
Yasser's going hard here. He's going hard. He's kind of surplus to requirements at the moment now with some of the hitting to come. Just 1. And last ball coming up, and I think Hamza likes this matchup. He knows he's not going to get another crack at Clayton, who has 1 ball to go in his spell. And Clayton, he's got to get it right. He's got to get Hamza reaching.
Yeah, you can see that in between the ball here, there's a bit of chat. Few people coming over to Dan Lincoln having a chat, Richton having a chat.
The Dutch are back from their siesta as well. 6 o'clock local time.
Huge ball coming up here, huge.
What Clayton's thinking, how did I end up here? Probably. Last ball of the 8th coming up.
Goes for it, and he's going to get another, is he? No, he's not. He's going to be caught. And that's the wicket that they needed. And all of a sudden, England, they're pumped. They get the dangerous Hamza Saleem Dar. He went for it. He wasn't going to hold back. I thought for a moment he's going to clear that fielder. But it's in his hands comfortably so. Well, Ben Clayton, yeah, you're right. He probably was thinking, how do I end up here? But he does get the wicket, and how important that one could be.
Just slight mistiming. Look, I said halfway through that over, it's a huge 3 balls coming up. In the end, it goes 1-1 wicket, and the wicket is that of Hamza, who's batted so well in this series. But he has a nervous wait now because that's the end of the over. And 28 are required off the last 2 overs. After 8, it's 96 for 2.
Well, it looks like the cameraman also thought that was going to end up somewhere up by the trees. It just doesn't get it right, and Sam Pearce, he holds his nerve and takes the catch.
So here's Isan, and he's been so good at hitting boundaries straight away. But, I mean, it depends how you bowl to him. He's a guy that loves a bit of length. He loves going leg side. And I think his worst nightmare is somebody like Andy Richton coming on now, who's going to bowl the 9th, who will go full, he'll go wide. And if he gets it right, I think Isan, not so sure he'll have the answers. So the biggest game, or the biggest over in this game, is coming up now in the 9th with 28 required. Again, whatever you get this over, you don't need in the last. And whatever you don't get, you will need. Sounds obvious, but it means this is a huge 6 balls coming up from Richton.
Yeah, massive. And Richton, you see, yes, here, just having a look. I think he'd be looking to dab sort of in the area where we see Ben Clayton. That's the area where he's played some nice shots, yes, here.
No deep point. So if it goes wide, I'll be slashing over the offside.
He goes for the pull shot. Ends up clonking him on the pads. Let me on the glove, so it's going to be a run to yes here.
Yeah, it's a bit of batter on that, I think. Now, let me talk you through the field here. So all the 5 outfielders are in a row, from deep square, deep mid-wicket, long off, long on, and deep extra cover. So the unprotected boundaries are pretty much everything from the keeper around to that cover, but that's not really Isan's zone. I don't think he cares where the fielders are. He wants to go leg side. Here we go. Richton to Isan.
Hits it firmly, but it's a chance, and it goes down. Can you believe it? They could have had Ishan the very first ball. And, well, what a let off that is. Who drops that?
That's normally Bevan territory out there.
I think that is Bevan. I've not seen him drop one first time. Pressure. That's what pressure does.
Yeah, and he picked out one of those outfielders that we talked about. It is Tom Bevan. He just grasps it, but he does save the boundary. Again, sliding door moment. If that gets away for 4, there's such a pressure reliever. At least he does stop the boundary. It was a chance to get rid of Muhammad Isan. Yasser Ali, can he accelerate through this 9th over?
Slower delivery up in the air. Should be taken. And it is taken. So Yasser Ali does go to the raw out in the middle there of the England Lions. They've got another one. Yasser does go. He'll go for 27 off the 19 deliveries he faces. But look, the thing is with that one, I mean, you were saying he wasn't hitting the ball as cleanly as we know he can. I mean, it could end up in their favour, right?
Yeah, perhaps, because I think we'll see Christian Munoz-Mills striding to the wicket. And he is a powerful guy. And he seems to have the knack of hitting boundaries straight away. And he'll need to. This game is on a knife's edge right now. It could change in a matter of balls. And I think at the moment Richton has been a real solid performer for England 11 this week. Yasser Ali goes for 27, batted through the innings to that point, but he has to go. The score is 98 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, Christian Munoz comes out. He's batted so well. He's always performed when he has had to for his team. I mean, he's got Mohammad Ishan out there who's very lucky to be there. He was dropped off the first ball.
26 off 9 required.
Richton hits hard, hits straight, but he could be out. And it's
dropped.
Another drop. I don't believe it. I cannot believe it. And that's Harrison Ward puts it down. Well, can you believe this?
Wow, he looked gone, didn't he? On the move, Ward. Check the ball here. I don't think it ever hits the rope.
Both batters dropped on 0. Wow. Richton can't believe it. I mean, the key thing is it's ones but not boundaries, but still, both of these batters, they shouldn't be there. Richton once more. And this is launched in the air, but it's catchable. Bevan, will he make amends? Yes, he will. He drops him when he was on 0, but he gets him when he's on 1. So Mohammed Ishan, it doesn't end up hurting him. This goes a long way up. It's a difficult one to get. Well, they're happy about it. The English fans are starting to sense something maybe. They're dancing around with the victorious in their hand. And Richton, well, he quite easily could have had a fifer, really, couldn't he? He does pick up a wicket here, but he had Ishan dropped earlier on 0, and he also had the captain of Spain, Christian Munoz Mills, dropped on 0 as well.
Yeah, I mean, Richton's really delivered in this over when they needed plenty off the last 2. I think it was 28 they needed. This over's gone 1 wicket, 1 wicket. And it just seems highly unlikely that we'll see Spain coming back from here, but we have seen it before. Remember Norway, for example, earlier in the tournament, they took 21 off the last over to win a match.
Long Burns. I mean, look, you've still got a batter who's got plenty of experience.
I don't think you're running here a 1. I don't think you are. I think Chris Munoz Mills, he's the guy that can win the game for you. And this is what he's done during the tournament. This will be an interesting one. I think Burns has a free swing at this. Does he get funky? What's he going to try to Richton? Yeah, no.
Tries to get funky, but ends up hitting him. Good bowling from Richton. That's why he's so clever. He knows, or he sees what Burns trying to do early, and he just follows him. Ends up with a dot. What an over that is. What a spell of bowling. 2 for 8. 2 for 8.
And, well, regardless of what happens, I think you can put him in for the player of the match. I mean, think about how well he batted. Think about, I hate to go back to it, but that chance that Richton gave in the first innings that you felt cost Spain runs, because then Richton went absolutely berserk. Whacked another 20 or 30 after that. And he follows up with 2 for 8 with the ball. 25 required off 6. Well, now you're basically saying to Christian Munoz Mills, I need 4 maximos from you. I'm not so sure that we'll see too many 1s here. I don't think 1s move the needle that much. I know you say take every run, but 1 doesn't help you as much. You need boundaries. So you need, I think, your best boundary hitter out of the 2 to be facing every single ball here.
I'm still so surprised with the choice. But I was surprised yesterday, and it worked a treat when they went for Jafar Chauhan. They're going for Jafar Chauhan here again. He's bowling the last over. He hasn't bowled at all. 25 needed. Oh, brave. I tell you, this is a really brave call because, well, I think top of my memory, you still got Alex Russell, who's got.
Russell went 1 for 13, and he doesn't get called on again. They're giving him somebody new to look at. Look, he's got 25 to play with. He should be fine. Brackets should. So Christian Munoz Mills, he's just trying to send 4 balls out of the park here, and if they do that, I think Spain survive. Otherwise, it's England going through. Doesn't help.
Oh, it's a swing and a miss at the first ball, so that's going to be 25 of 5 deliveries.
Regardless of Russell or Chauhan, it's leg spin, so Munoz Mills, you imagine he's swinging into the movement. They just don't want to give him something that's too full here.
Change the field straight away. It's a dot ball, but then Dan Lincoln says, right, I'm going to change the field now.
Well, they'd need a miracle, Spain. I'll just say it. They need 4 out of 5 pretty much to fly out of the park. Don't get this. So now we're talking 4 6s to tie, and we are at the literal point of no return now for Team España, a team that won their first 6 games this week and then just have hit the skids on Thursday and Friday. And if this stays in the ballpark, you know that England, they're going to hold on here.
He did well, but he's not going to be the 6 that they needed. It's not going to be in the boundary either. So, yeah, I mean, it's only a single. So, England look like they're going to book their place in the final here. 24 required of the 3 deliveries that remain. Is not possible. And unless we see a real clanger here from Chauhan, he bowls a no ball that gets thumped for 6. That's it. It's game over.
Credit to Chauhan. He's bowled a good last over here. It's a brave call from Lincoln, but he knows what he's doing. He knows the guys. And he trusted Jaff with this over. He's not letting him down.
He's hit pretty well, and that's 1-6. And hits this really well. So Lorne Burns, he says, well, I don't care. I'm still going to keep trying. You never know what could happen. You just never know. So that's right. 1.
Yeah, you get a no ball 6 in here. You can get back into the zone of possibility.
So 18 of 2, but yeah, what Spain are hoping is that Johan or somebody, maybe a fielder, who knows, makes an error. It's a no ball. That's hit for 6, and then they're right back in it. Goes hard, and, well, great bit of fielding. That's the standards that England have set, and maybe you can turn around and say the reason why England are going to go all the way and book their place in the final against Netherlands is because they're a team that are able to do things like this.
Yeah, does well. Times it to perfection, and he makes sure it's a catch and release job from Godsall. So England 11, they lost their first 4. They have not lost since. They're on a collision course now with the Dutch in what I'm sure will be a memorable final. 2 to come in this game.
And this is hit hard, but it's just going to be a single, and that is that. It will finish 108, and England, after losing their first 4 matches on a spin, and not just losing the way they lost, they just didn't seem the part, they didn't look the business, but now they do look the business. They continue their unbeaten run. They won the last 4 in their group matches, and now they won both the matches here today. They are booking their place in the final against Netherlands. And well, this fantastic effort, you got to say, and this fantastic run of the Spanish team comes to an end, but not before they have won so many hearts, and not before they have really put cricket in Spain on the map.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's so hard not to be disappointed for the Spanish, of course. They played basically the 3 days of cricket of their lives to go 6-0 at one point, but they find themselves just short. And well, we know cricket's a cruel game anyway. T10 cricket is a really cruel game, and you just think about the fact that they had probably a chance there to keep it a little bit lower, and then maybe they would get home. But yeah, Team España, they've done their country proud. I mean, we saw the Spanish club Pacaque Badalona that were the champions of the ECL earlier this year. So it has been a watershed year for cricket in Spain, you'd have to say, as the teams shake hands. And yeah, I know there's a lot of rivalry between these two teams when it's all said and done. And I think the English 11, they would appreciate how well Team Spain have played. So now we can tell you we have our finalists. It's the Netherlands 11 versus England 11 in the final, and it starts in about an hour and 15 minutes. You do not want to miss this. It is, well, probably the biggest game of the year out of the 1,000 plus that we'll have on the European Cricket Network. Join us 5:30 p.m. GMT. It's 7:30 in Central Europe. It is 11 p.m. in India. Wherever you're watching around the world, you don't want to miss that one, Rico.
No, you don't. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's disappointment, of course. I'm going to be honest. Of course, it's disappointing for me and disappointing for a lot of people that Spain don't get there. But look, you know what? Their run has been absolutely marvellous. Some of the cricket that they've displayed, some of the personal and individual performances, as well as team performances, have been outstanding. They've certainly left us with some fantastic highlights. And, well, they're going to be disappointed. They're going to be down. But, boys, you've got to be proud of your efforts. You've got to be proud of what you've achieved here. You've got to be proud of that, the number of hearts that you've won around the world. But congratulations to England. We knew they were going to be class. We knew that the defending champions were going to be hungry to regain their crown. They didn't start well, but they are starting to show signs of just why they're champions. And they're doing what good teams do, even when they're up against it, even when things aren't going their way. They find a way to win matches, and that's what champions are made of. And England, they're looking to do it again. But Netherlands, they have looked like champions themselves. What a match we've got coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be so great. So yeah, like I say, join us an hour and 10 minutes away from the start of that game. But yeah, it was a funny start, wasn't it? I mean, they didn't lose wickets, but they didn't really smash it either. They just fell kind of 6 to 10 runs behind the required rate. In fact, at one stage, it kind of got up 15, 16. Saw an uncharacteristic error there from Callis, who dropped the catch. And yeah, when it came down to it, you wondered how they'd make it back. Richton, well, he had the game of his life, really. And whenever England 11 have needed somebody, even through their kind of dark times during the week, Richton was always there. Well, I don't know how you meant to hit that, but then Yasser, I thought he was going to get the pull. Instead, he said, I'll go on the pull. And he gets 6, and he's rattling the fan zone. Yeah, Corey said, well, I was about to pull him, but I can't really do that now. Hamza came out, and he changed the game. He just felt he had to stay there a little bit longer. If he did, then Spain probably get home.
I mean, you know, Hamza, he's a sensational player, and he's raw. And you know, the thing I'm thinking is, you look at the talent that he's shown us already in this one. Hey, how important was that stop? He doesn't take the catch, but it saves the 6, doesn't he? Ends up being just 2. But that's the other thing. England, they really did raise the bar when it comes to the fielding performance as well. They're really good. There were a couple of catches that went down in that were quite unbelievable. Bevan dropped Ishan on 0 and Ward dropped to Christian on 0.
Look,
that was quite amazing. I mean, on another day, that hurts you.
Yeah, these guys,
they do get a bit lucky as well, you know.
These guys are human beings, they're not robots, and you know they feel the pressure as much as anyone. But when it came down to it, Richton held his nerve in the ninth. I think that's really where they won the game. The ninth only conceded three singles, and well, bit of a captain intensio, isn't he, Richton? Why wouldn't you be? He's highly strung, and so he should be. Bevan, well, he didn't miss out this time, and he just thought from there, it's a long way home. They trusted Jafford Showan with the last over, and he hadn't bowled yet. You see another catch and release job from the fielder there, Godsall, as well, Spain get a rousing reception. I know that this will hurt for them. It will hurt. I mean, they didn't put too many expectations on themselves, but I mean, you'd have to be crazy not to get caught up in the excitement as the Spain train was out of the station over the first 3 days. And unfortunately for them, they would not taste victory again in this championship week. Looking at that's the top three that did the damage. Yasser Ali, 27 off 19. But yeah, he just didn't quite go fast enough, I think, compared to what he would have liked to have gone. Daniel Dorkaya made 35, and then he was caught off the spin of Alex Russell. And then, of course, you know that Hamza was important, 29 of 13 he made. Unfortunately, the other guys couldn't quite get them home. 2 for 8, Richton. Outstanding job with the bat and ball for him in that game. Also, wickets to Ben Clayton. Well, he was pretty expensive. And Alex Russell with his leg spin. Showan got the last over, and he did the job for his captain. And so, there's the final score. 123 to 108. And only 15 runs between these two teams. It's similar in the margin to last night. I think it was 8 runs that separated them on that occasion. But well, once again, we've had a roller coaster ride, and well, if you think that's good, just wait till you see the final. The Dutch, they've been amazing. The English, they are on a winning streak, and they are going to go kaboom in the final in just over an hour's time.
It's going to be an absolute explosion. It really is. And I think, you know what? I really do think that this final is going to be something exceptional. Sometimes, you know, when finals really get built up, you think it's going to be something special when it ends up being one-sided. I don't think we're going to see that here. I really think the Netherlands, the way that they have played in the group stages where they went unbeaten, don't forget, they're the only team to do that. The way they played in the group stages, the way that they played here. And I also do believe, you know, I know they had their first loss the other night, but I think they made some changes. It was all about making changes and keeping players fresh for this one. They're going to be up for it. They're going to be fired up. England are fired up. We're going to get a truly magnificent 20 overs of cricket.
Yeah, well, strap yourselves in wherever you're watching in the world. Do what you have to do. Put another pot of coffee if you're watching in the middle of the night, but you don't want to miss this. It's a once-a-year event. The ECL 22 final is just around the corner. Commiserations to Spain. They were so entertaining, but unfortunately, their ECC comes to a close with them in 3rd place. So an improvement on last year even. They can be very proud of that. Until then, it's Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo. Rico Fool is here as well. We might just go and hang out in the VIP area for a minute if they let us in. Until then, hopefully you can join us in the next hour or so for that final. It's going to be a banger. The Netherlands 11 versus England 11. You're watching ECN, and this is the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship.
su calle, a vivir son vientos.